Hi, my name is Jared Bendis and I hunt castles. Back in 2003, I traveled to Ireland for a 2-week solo expedition to travel from castle to castle. This is from Castle to Castle, Ireland. Please note, what you're about to watch was recorded in 2003 on a cheap camcorder with a cheap lens, without the use of a tripod external microphone or any additional crew.
Well, I made it, at least it looks like I have so far. It is currently 4:30. I'm in the Cleveland Hopkins Airport. It looks like they're rebuilding the ceiling behind me there. Well, so far so good. Everything has been fantastic. The first thing was I going to make it through security, and they were good enough to hand check the 100-something rolls of film that I actually have in here. They were so nice, nicest anyone's ever been about it. The guy called ahead first and told him I was coming, so kudos to them. Well, I made it to Philadelphia. It is 7:45, and plane boards at 8, and I take off at 8:30. Lots of starting and stopping in Cleveland. First we couldn't take off, then we could take off. Philadelphia couldn't take us. Then they wanted to take my backpack filled with cameras and gate check it. Told them that wasn't going to happen. Luckily there were only 13 of us on the plane, so they let me strap it in. I don't think that's actually FAA allowed. Well, it's 10:15 in Cleveland and it's 3:15 in Ireland, so technically this is day one of the trip. I'm on the plane somewhere over the Atlantic, about halfway there. They just turned the lights out, so I'm having to use the night shot mode on my camera. And so far it's been pretty good. Next time we'll be on the ground. Well, it's 8 o'clock, it's Sunday morning, and I have landed in Shannon, Ireland. I'm about to go through immigration. We'll see how that goes, pick up my luggage, and then try to rent a car. Well, it's 8:30 in the morning, and I've managed to do everything in record time. Got through customs, got through immigration, rented this car you see right behind me, have money, simple as that. Well, I just got a wonderful tour of the castle that's right over my shoulder here. It's Ballyhannon Castle. It's privately owned, and the owner was nice enough to let me walk through it. I took some photos of the outside. It's magnificent. Someone actually lives there right now, so it's very nice of him to come and let me see around. I actually got lost on the way to the abbey that I'm trying to find, and that's how I found this place, so I'm going to give you a glimpse of what it looks like. Well, now it's time for me to get back into my car over here and drive off to hopefully find this Quinn Abbey that the guy at the car rental place told me I couldn't miss along the way. Well, I've managed to get my bearings a little bit, and it's a little after 10 o'clock, and I'm about to go see the famous Quinn Abbey. You know, what's interesting is when you look at all these tombstones here, they're not just grave markers from old. I've actually seen some as recent as 2000. People are still using this as a cemetery. For a ruin, it's in marvelous shape. You really can see where things were. Just sort of missing the roof. Earlier the man explained to me that this is the original castle, that this here represents the original castle gate, and then of course this was added on later when it was turned into an abbey. And this area here normally isn't open, but the caretaker was nice enough to open it for me when he took me around. Well, it's not even 11 o'clock and I've already hit 2 castles and neither one of them were on my list, so this has been a pretty good day. Well, just when I thought I was heading into Ennis to go to my next castle, I end up finding I'm going the wrong direction, but I pass another castle, and I'm right now standing in the courtyard of Knappogue, and I'm about to go through this. So this makes 3 castles, and it's 11:15. They do medieval feasts in here. It's a shame I'm not going to be here for this evening. I bet it's a whole lot of fun. Well, I have to be honest with you, that it was a little cheesy in there, mostly because, I mean, it's very touristy, not in really a bad way. I mean, they restored it nicely, and they put in the rails and the exit signs, and the banquets have to be fantastic. Just, it's not as raw and gritty as probably, you know, what medieval castles are really like. I would rather see a ruin or something completely converted. The other thing that I actually really do appreciate, though, is that there's actually gardens here. And so I'm standing right now in the formal gardens, and then I'm going to go over to the war gardens on my way out. Plus, the outside of the castle is very, very well done. So overall, it's been a really nice experience. "10 kilometers off on my way to the coast, I stopped at O'Day Castle. It was actually on my list, passed a sign and then another sign, then finally made it here. The road is kind of scary. It's a one-lane road, and I didn't run into anybody, but on the way back it's going to be terrifying if I do. It looks kind of nice so far. I hear inside there's an archaeological museum, so I'll take a look at that in a second. One of the tour books had suggested to hit the roof first, so I decided to come up here first and see what the view is like and work my way down, and it is absolutely magnificent. Like most rebuilt castles, they've had to do something with the inside of it. In this case, they put up a museum about archaeology and the things in the area, and that's not a bad thing to do with it, but it's also not something that's going to really, you know, get the castle lover in me going. The outside is absolutely magnificent, and there's ruins throughout the area that go way, 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 way back. That's why this entire area really is an archaeological dig. Well, I made a wrong turn on the way to the cliffs and didn't go over them. No, I ended up at the beach where I'm stuck in a very nice sort of parking jam.
Well, thanks for watching, but the adventure's not over just yet. So be sure to like us on Facebook at From Castle to Castle or visit our website at FromCastleToCastle.com.